Last month, I made $1,500 from vending machines I barely had to touch. In this video, I'm going to show you how I got started, how much you can realistically make, and what you need to know before you jump in. Vending machines are an underrated side hustle that aren't on most people's radar. If you've ever thought, I want to make money while I sleep, then this video is for you. I'm Dean, and I'm starting this series to talk about the different side hustles and businesses I've started. This is video 2 out of 6, so subscribe if you want to hear about other money-making methods. I want to share my experience and inspire people to get out there and start something for themselves. Let's talk about it. First, I want to talk about why vending machines. With vending machines, there is very little barrier to entry. It's very simple to get started and doesn't require any special knowledge. The time commitment is very front-loaded. Once they're set up, they only take a couple hours a week to maintain, depending on how fast things are selling. Lastly, they make money while you sleep or while you're working on other things. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get rich overnight, but with my 6 machines, I bring in around $1,500 a month. And this is a business you can scale to replace your 9-to-5 income. It's not flashy, but it works if you put the time in. Before I talk about how I got started, I want to talk about the steps you can take to get the ball rolling. Let's break down how you can get started. Step 1, find a location. This is the hardest part, and because it's the hardest part, you want to do it first. You don't want to buy a machine and be stuck with nowhere to put it. You're going to have to knock on doors and do some cold calling, but remember, you're providing a service that most business and property owners want, but don't often go out of their way to look for. Some ideas for locations are hotels, schools, car dealerships, auto garages, any place really where people go to work or where people are waiting for something to be done. If you find a location that says they already have machines, don't take this as a no. Ask them if they're happy with what they currently have. Oftentimes they aren't, and that is a golden opportunity for you. Ask them for the information of the current vendor. Tell them you will call their vendor and see if you could take them over. This is actually how I got all of my machines and locations. I'll go into this later on in the video. Step 2, get the machines. Now that you have a location secured, it's time to buy your machines. If you can't find machines already at a location, the best places to find them are going to be places like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp. That's just a few, but there are many others. You also have the option to buy new, but that gets pretty expensive and not really something you would want to do starting out unless you have a large location that wants multiple machines. Step 3, set up and stock the machines. Arguably, the most important about this will be installing a card reader on your machines. My machines are about 10% cash and the rest is on a card. There are 2 main companies you can work with here, Nayax and Cantaloupe. The one I work with is Nayax. I think I chose them because they were doing a deal at the time for multiple readers, but they're both pretty similar and come down to the capabilities they have. Next, you're going to want to fill the machines with snacks and drinks and start tracking what actually sells. I do that all through Nayax. Most of the inventory I purchase comes from Costco or Smart & Final, both of which have everything that I need at the prices I want to get them at. Sometimes I'll go on someplace like Amazon or order things online if they have a really good deal on something. But the name of the game here is really going to be finding the cheapest price for the product that you're looking for. The way that you're going to want to price these are going to be about 2 times what you buy it for. So if you want to sell a can of Coke for $1, you need to get it for 50 cents or less. People are going to pay the $1 for a can of soda and oftentimes even more when the machine is there and it's convenient and available for them. Step 4, maintain the machines. You have to stock them up, you have to clean them. Sometimes things get jammed, there's broken parts, but you're just going to want to make sure you're keeping them maintained and ready to go at the locations that they're at. Now, let's talk about how I found my first locations. I found my first location while I was door knocking in a business park. They already had 4 machines on site, but they weren't happy with them. They didn't have card readers, and the owner was only going once a month to restock it, so it was regularly empty. I connected with the building managers to get the vendors' info and told them I own a vending business and would be happy to reach out to him and see if he would be interested in letting them go. Turns out that the owner wanted out. He moved to a different city, was very far away, and didn't have the time to keep up with the stocking or the maintenance. Because he wasn't able to keep up with them, sales started to drop. And once sales started to drop, he didn't think it was worth it anymore to put any more energy or effort into them or to put card readers on them. So I let him know that the building manager was unhappy and that they were thinking about switching, and I offered to take them off his hands. At first he said no, but then a couple days later he called me back with a number and we made a deal. I added card readers, stocked them up, and I made them mine. Now, when you are buying machines from someone, you should only be paying for the machine. You aren't paying extra for the location or a multiple of the annual revenue. With vending machines, it's not normal to pay extra for the location, at least not a significant amount, and especially if there's in some sort of contract with the building owner. They can tell you to get out of there for no reason at all, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And for that reason, it's not normal to pay a multiple of revenue with vending machines. So I kept those running for about a year before I found a second location. It was 2 machines and the same sort of deal. I bought them, upgraded them, and kept them filled and working. Now here are some mistakes to avoid. Thinking it's completely passive. People think they'll never lift a finger, and while there isn't a lot of work and it's simple, you still have to show up. The second mistake, buying the machine without a plan. Don't buy machines without a location lined up, unless you're very confident you'll land one soon. Machines are very readily available to find, and if you land a location, set the expectation that the machines will be on site in 2 to 3 weeks. Most business managers and property owners will be okay with telling them it'll be a couple weeks before the machine is on site. Step 3, paying a location a fee or percent of the profits. I've never paid a fee or a percent, and most people will tell you that it isn't normal. You want to position this as a service they can provide their customers or staff. My wins were always positioned as me providing this service to them free of charge, and they wouldn't have to pay anything for me to do it. I would set them up and take care of them. A location would need to be doing a significant amount of sales for me to consider paying a fee or giving them a percent of revenue. Step 4, stocking products. Once you have the machine on site and generating revenue, keep track of what is selling and what is sitting. If every time you go to restock a specific item, it's always sold out, you may want to double that item up and remove something that's only selling once or twice. It's key to know your location and give them what they want. At the end of the day, vending machines are a very accessible, realistic way to bring in side income if you're willing to put in a little bit of work. You won't get rich overnight, but I make solid money with my 6 machines, and you can scale it at your own pace. If you're thinking about trying this or have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll read and reply to as many as I can. If you want more no fluff videos about realistic side hustles, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.